Welcome to Module 4, Multimodal Elements for the Digital Story. In the previous modules, you have already done important work. You explored the idea of digital storytelling. You reflected on a meaningful experience. You wrote your script and created a storyboard. You also recorded your voice narration. Now you will begin building your digital story using multimedia elements. The key to the success of digital storytelling is the combination of different forms of expression. Your voice is only one part of the story, while images, text, and sound bring the story to life. You will be able to select and work with images, add titles, captions, and subtitles, include music or sound that supports your message. Combine everything into a first digital story draft. Do not worry about perfection. At this stage, you are building and experimenting. The final improvements will happen in the next module. Welcome to Unit 1, Working with Images and Visual Elements. Images are very important in digital storytelling. In some instances, a single image can speak louder than 1,000 words. When you are viewing an image, your imagination starts to create a scene based on your narration. In this regard, images allow your audience to visualize your story as they listen to your narration. Section 1. How images support a story. Images can represent many things in a story: a place, a memory, a feeling, an important symbol. For example, a photograph of a train station might represent arrival in a new country. A quiet landscape might represent reflection or change. The image does not need to explain everything. It simply supports the meaning of the story you are telling. Take a moment to look again at your storyboard. Which frame feels like the most important moment of your story? Section 2. Choosing images. You can choose images from different sources. Some learners prefer to use personal photographs. Others use drawings, symbolic images, or free images from online libraries. All of these are valid choices. The most important question is simple: does this image help the viewer understand the moment in my story? Section 3. Importing images into your editing tool. Open your editing tool, such as Canva. Upload the images you selected. Once they're inside the project, you can resize the image, crop unnecessary parts, adjust brightness or contrast, position the image on the screen. These small adjustments help make the visual clearer. Section 4. Matching images with emotion. Images do not only show events, they also communicate emotion. Look again at your storyboard. Ask yourself, does this image match the feeling of the moment? Would another image communicate that emotion more clearly? There is no perfect answer. You are exploring what feels right for your story. The images you create will draw your audience into your story, taking them on a visual tour through your scenes. In the next unit, you will learn how to add text and subtitles that will help your audience understand your digital story. Welcome to Unit 2, Adding Text, Subtitles, and Captions. Though text is a minor part of digital storytelling, it can have a major impact. There are some instances when your video is being watched without audio, or when you are speaking a language that your audience doesn't understand. In these situations, text helps your audience relate to your digital story. Section 1. Different types of text. There are several ways text can appear in a digital story. A title introduces the story. A caption can briefly describe what is happening in a scene. A subtitle repeats the spoken narration in written form. You do not need to use all of these. Even a small amount of text can help the viewer follow the story. Section 2. Keeping text clear and simple. Text should always be easy to read. This means using a clear font, choosing a readable size, placing the text where it does not cover important images. Also try to keep sentences short. Simple language helps the viewer focus on the meaning of the story. Section 3. Creating subtitles. Subtitles display the text that is being spoken in your narration. You can start by adding subtitles for the opening sentences in your story. You can extend them as needed. The use of subtitles can be very important for viewers who do not hear your video's soundtrack, for language learners, and for people who have difficulties hearing. Section 4. Consistency and design. Try to have consistency in the design of your text. For example, use the same font for the story. Use the same color for subtitles. Place captions at similar positions on the screen. Having consistency helps to have a flow to your story. Text is used to support your narration. In the next unit, you will learn about the role of music and sounds to enrich the emotions of your story. Welcome to Unit 3, Music and Sound for Storytelling. The power of sound can shape the atmosphere of a story. The quiet melody can give a scene a contemplative feel. The gentle rhythm can give a scene a hopeful feel. The music can set the mood, but never overpower your voice. Your voice is the central element of your story. Section 1. Choosing the right mood. Think about the mood of your story. Is it a calm story? Is it a hopeful story? Is it a contemplative story? Is it an uncertain story? The music you use can help set the mood. Often, a simple background sound will do the trick. Section 2. Using copyright-free music. When you are creating a digital story, you must ensure that you are using music that is safe for use. You can acquire music for free from these sites: Free Music Archive, YouTube Audio Library. Section 3. Finding the right balance. When you use the music you found, make sure the volume is low. Your voice needs to be heard clearly. A good rule of thumb is to have the volume of the background music 10% to 25% of your voice volume. Experiment to get the right balance. Section 4. Listening again. Once your music has been added to your story, listen to it from start to finish. Does the music help set the mood? Can you hear your voice? If not, then adjust the volume. The power of sound can shape the atmosphere of a story. In the next unit, we will combine all the multimedia elements into a complete draft of your digital story. Welcome to Unit 4, Combining all elements into a timeline. This is the moment when your digital story begins to come together. You will combine images, narration, text, music, transitions into a single project. Section 1. Understanding the timeline. In most editing tools, the timeline shows the order of your story. Each scene appears one after another. On the timeline, you can place images, audio tracks, subtitles, transitions. This helps you organize the flow of your story. Section 2. Using your storyboard as a guide. Your storyboard is your roadmap. Look at each frame and add the corresponding elements: the image, the narration segment, any text, music if needed. Follow the order you planned earlier. Section 3. Adding transitions. The transitions can be used to ensure that the story flows smoothly from one scene to another. The best transitions are the simple ones. These are fade in, fade out, and dissolve. Too many effects can take the audience's attention away from the story. Section 4. Saving your draft. Once you have placed all the items on the timeline, you can save your project. You have now created the first version of your digital story. The version you have created is a draft. In Module 5, we will review, revise, and share your digital story. You have now created the first complete multimedia version of your digital story. In Module 5, you will refine and polish your story, export and publish it safely, and reflect on your learning journey.